Thanks very much, Graham. My name is Katla Maboy. Yes, this is the midday broadcast of Expresso. I almost wanted to sing the final countdown when Graham was starting over there. It's as exciting a time because, yes, we are entering the finals of the year for the matric learners out there and for all of you who are writing exams as well. And, of course, with lockdown, school closures and social distancing measures impacting both formal schooling and after-school programs, we've had to come up with different ways to reach and educate our learners. Enter the After-School Treasure Box project, an at-home educational tool to help primary school learners catch up and, of course, remain connected to learning and bring families together as well. And Bridget, who is the program manager of after-school programs, joins us to tell us all about it. It's great to have you here.
Thanks so much for having me.
And such an exciting time as well. This is a brilliant resource. You and I have been talking a little bit about it. But for those at home that are tuning in right now, tell us about the after-school Treasure Box program and why there was a need for it.
Well, I think... Thank you so much for having me today. It really is something that we're so excited about. And it's a collaborative project between the Department of Cultural Affairs and Sport in the Western Cape Government, the Learning Trust, Assetege SA, and the Laureate Sport for Good Foundation. And the beautiful illustrations were done by Florence and Watson. And it really is about it started when learners were at home and couldn't access school. It was really about bringing the beauty and the fun of after-school programs and whole child education into the home so that families and households could come together around learning about COVID, but also just learning and keeping connected to learning, whether it be in sport, arts, all the things that after-school programs offer learners.
Yeah, and the brilliant thing is that this comes in a variety of languages as well, which you'll tell us about. But tell me more about the kinds of activities that learners can expect to enjoy, and of course their families as well.
Well, I think so. After-school programs, and that's what we're really excited about, cover academic programs, sport, arts and culture, and life skills. And so each booklet, this is the second booklet that we've put together, each booklet really tries to bring the holistic whole child aspect of after-school programs. So we've got a board game, for example, this is the do's and don'ts board game. We have alphabet
Is it the
bingo.
coronavirus do's and don'ts?
It is the coronavirus, yes. Yeah, not just general. And I think that's another thing that's really exciting is that it's very now. So the first volume very much focused on when we were learning about COVID, and this volume is really about how do we start to learn and start to be in our new normal.
Yeah, and one of the other aspects of this program is that it's supposed to bring the family together in learning as well. So how do you see this playing out, and what is the goal of this if you were to maybe picture the ideal home where it is implemented effectively and yields the result?
Yeah, thanks for asking that. So the focus of this project and all of our work is focused on under-resourced learners. And one of the really important things that we're trying to do is remove the barrier that perhaps sometimes exists in education, where perhaps households, parents, older siblings don't feel that they can assist the younger children in the household with learning. And so through fun games and just really low-pressure activities, the idea is that everybody can get together around education, and it doesn't feel like education. And that way, hopefully, going forward, this idea that education happens outside of the home is squashed, and education just becomes something that we can all do, which I think all parents have had to engage with education slightly differently during COVID, and I think that's a legacy that we hope remains, as well as this idea that after-school programs and education beyond the classroom is something that everybody can get excited about.
Yeah, and the absolutely brilliant thing about this, and we were talking about it earlier on outside, is that it kind of levels out the playing field in terms of education. On the one hand, on the one side, you have the English version, and on the other side, you've got the translated version, which was, you guys have gone through a whole lot of trouble to ensure that the translated version adheres to almost all of the different dialects of a language that you would get. And of course, it's available in isiXhosa, Setswana, isiZulu, Sesotho, Afrikaans, and English as well. So, I mean, tell me about that. That must have been quite a great deal of work to get that right.
Well, so each copy is bilingual, so it always has English and then whichever other language that it's been translated into. And I think what's really important is that we just didn't want there to be barriers to engaging with the resource. And so we hope that we've done a great job in the translations, and we certainly have tried. But the idea is not that a young learner would necessarily read this by themselves. It's really something that, whether it's an older sibling or a caregiver, can come together and work through the activities and work through the games together.
Post-pandemic, this is going to be continuing. How?
Well, I think one of the things that's been so exciting about this is collaboration and being able to work together within the after-school sector. And so we have a version that we plan to do during the holidays, and then we're going to be going towards older learners as well.
Absolutely wonderful, brilliant stuff, and it's available at thelearningtrust.org/COVID-19 treasure box. Should be on your screen right now. It's a fun at-home learning at its best. I've paged through a little bit myself and really enjoyed it, and it's the children who need it the most who will be getting it as well, which is, I think, at the end of the day, on a Monday like this, very, very inspiring. #Motivation Monday.
Thanks, Katlego.